Even, my stupid beads that I wear, or I trace calligraphies, people say, why do you do that? I'm like, I'll tell you why. One, it has no risk other than someone making fun of me. And two, it works for me, right? Faith works. If you believe in what you think, right, more than enough, you're going to have more than enough. Faith also works, and when you focus, people don't think of it as faith. When they have faith in what they don't have, or you have faith in this employee won't do this, or it'll take them, and you have faith in that, you're going to get exactly what you have faith in. I don't care what your religious beliefs are. To me, it's math. It's a technological world of there's only so much energy, and how you put it out there, what you think, say, do, believe, and then you have an unconscious competency that you have to be aware of the patterns that exist in your life. So you're like, why do I keep getting I'm thinking, saying, and doing all the right things. I even believe something different. Why is it I always hit this point in a business deal and it goes apart? Or why in my relationship is it always this part? Or why do I always date the same girl, right? She looks different, but it's the same issue. Maybe the issue isn't her, right? There's only one common denominator to all your screwed up problems, and it's you and your unconscious competency. And we think because we're making these changes that something's gonna change. It doesn't always happen. I coach some serious people that they think, say, do, believe all the right things, but they're carrying a genetic energy that's passed down from generation that includes addictions that are in their DNA, habits that are in their DNA, fears that are in their DNA, limiting beliefs that are in their DNA, and they're wondering why they have an internal thermostat that they keep setting. And then every once in a while you get a moron like me that breaks through their internal thermostat, but then it doesn't feel right, so they self-sabotage themselves, make poor decisions, and end up right back where they started, so they can go and feel good about an unconscious energy.
So how do you work with that kind of stuff?
Yeah, the best. So all the things I tell you is just what I think. It's not proven anywhere. I always say, even my stupid beads that I wear, or I trace calligraphies, people say, why do you do that? I'm like, I'll tell you why. One, it has no risk other than someone making fun of me. And two, it works for me. So this works for me, and it seems to be working for a lot of other people. How do you shift your energy? One, consistency. It's every day. It's not 5 out of 6 days. It's not 20 out of 21 days. It's consistent. I'll tell you why I believe that and why it works, is that I know mathematically, scientifically, that you have a memory in your cells. And I know your cells replace themselves every 3 years, but I know there's a memory in your cells. And that's why we have a sensory cortex, and we can do things if we practice them, right? I've seen it at the highest level in sports, but I also know that we get 10,000 inputs a day. Those could be thoughts, words, actions. 10,000 thoughts, words, and actions a day that are inputted into our system that are brand new. If you control those 10,000 inputs into that cellular structure, it starts going into your subconscious. Your subconscious holds about 40,000 of the same thoughts every day. That's how we define it. Hey man.
How are you?
Good to see you. Grab a chair, they're free. They're over here too if you want. We'll wipe them off. You can set a curb? All right. So these 40,000 subconscious thoughts every day, there's what we call our beliefs. Interesting thing about the 40,000 subconscious thoughts is when we go to bed at night and or in our lives, we're like, let it go, stop bothering me, right? I'm not worried. Why is this bugging me, right? If you're married, you know this very well. It's like, okay, it's your subconscious thoughts attracting the new 10,000 inputs, right? Now this is affecting the cellular structure, creating neural pathways in our brain that are creating a more consistent belief, efficiencies, effectiveness, statistical success. When it's in your subconscious, you have all those. Faith works both ways. So if they're positive, you now are creating a positive machine. If it's a negative belief that attracts more negative inputs, you're just perpetuating a negative system. What determines your DNA is your unconscious, right? That carries in your DNA. And so sometimes, no matter what the 10,000 new inputs are, the 40,000 subconscious inputs are, you carry a heredity, a code this is all math and science, a code called your DNA. Every one of us have different codes. It's your own individual fingerprint on life. And so we need to raise our awareness not only about what we think, say, do, and believe, but we have to raise our awareness for patterns. Right? Patterns. Why is it, not just negative patterns either, right? I've always been gifted with an energy that people, right, I can attract business people. I'll sit on over there and invariably the person sitting next to me on the airplane, on the bench. Now, I know the technique to connect emotionally and find out and ask the universe, but I believe that even when I was little, I just, you know, my 17-year-old's like this. She's the girl that when we're down in Jamaica, gets lost at the Trial Country Club, and I'm panicked that I have, you know, been a poor parent, I've lost where she is, there's pools, there's water, and there she is sitting on Ralph Lauren's lap. Right? Consciously, subconsciously, she doesn't know what she did. But that's the kind of kid I was, right? I was the one that won the cake shirt. It's just, but I also know that I carry an energy, you know, of addiction, right? OCD. I can carry an energy of worthiness. I still fight it, right? Because I get choked up over it because I feel like, why am I blessed? There's all these people to help, and I sit and I fight it. It's in my core to be like, why? Like, there's people that work so hard, right? And I've been able, my mom made $17,000 a year, raised 6 kids, took us, you know, in a country squire station with peanut butter and jelly after she worked all day, and turnstiles at 7-Eleven and greeting cards in those so we could eat. And I make $10 million being a moron. That's worthiness energy. So what do? I self-sabotage it instead of helping, and right? But the awareness allows me to keep changing my energy so that no matter what I think, say, and do, the shit's gonna come that I want. And I know one thing, you ask, you know, why I do this stuff, it's to be of service. I can't tell you enough, do deeds, good deeds. Take the extra effort, come all the way from South Philly, and when you do it, hold the door open for the person that can't. Help somebody onto the bus. Pick up the trash when nobody else will. Put back the shopping cart. You know, whatever you want to do. And then the thing I never did, I always worked on good deeds, but the thing I didn't understand, because I carried a bad energy of worthiness, is I didn't ask. So I do all these good deeds, and this big void would open, and so what they'd fill with voids is what my subconscious and unconscious energy was asking for, because I didn't get in the habit of saying, no, I don't want that. I don't want that anymore. Right? I don't want to be rewarded with drugs and alcohol, or I don't want to be rewarded with false, empty promises. I don't want to be rewarded with people that blow smoke up my ass and tell me, I want someone like this. And I started asking big. I'll tell you what I want. I want to impact 75,000 people. Did I do that? No, I made a mistake. That's not big enough. I'm not asking big enough, right? I want to raise millions of dollars to affect millions of people. If I'm going to do something, right, and it all stems from unconditionally being of service. And when you start connecting and being accessible to what inspires you, man, it comes.